Okay, and we're back.
This way. Narwhal and I have a plan. Very predictable. If the Vaadwaur can't use the Lisette to attack other ships, they will make a statement by destroying us with our own singularity. I've analyzed the data from other teams fighting the Vaadwaur. It's pointless for you to try to fight him. Your weapons are inadequate for the task. However, Narwhal has come up with an interesting theory that may work.
What is the theory?
The vents in the Singularity Core carry a modified version of plasma. I'm not cleared to give you all the details, but the Lisette is testing several advances that have not been provided to other ships in the fleet at this time. Narwhal believes direct exposure to this modified plasma may create a vulnerability in the Vaadwaur. I believe this plan has a low chance of success, but it is the best option we have. If you can lure the Vaadwaur beneath the vents, Narwhal and I will overload them, causing the plasma to cover the Vaadwaur and weaken him. You'll have one more problem to deal with before that, however.
What problem?
The Vaadwaur has erected a shield around the Singularity Core. Very smart, I must say. No one will be able to affect him when he is inside. You must trick him into dropping that shield. I suggest playing towards the Vaadwaur's pride. That is usually the surest way to convince someone to make a suboptimal move. Once that is done, lure the Vaadwaur beneath one of the vents. We'll activate the plasma, and then you can properly knock out our friend. Are you ready?
Can't we just transport the Vaadwaur out into space?
That was the first thing I tried when I arrived. There is something preventing us from locking transporters onto any of the Vaadwaur. Not uncommon, really. I have observed that many Starfleet officers also carry devices that prevent them from being randomly transported. If I find a way around the transporter block, I'll do as you ask.
Understood. I'll confront the Vaadwaur and stop him from destroying the ship.
Your ship is doomed!
Why do I have a... Whoa. Hey, no. Get out of here. It's already eaten something. At least it wasn't the taskbar egg. Okay. But yeah, why do I have this? Get out of here.
You made it. A shame. We had hoped you would be neutralized by now. But you show an unusual resilience. Perhaps that's why Gaul made his generous offer. You're too late to stop what is happening. The Singularity Core's overload has already begun. You will all be destroyed by your greatest weapon. It's almost poetic, really.
Where's your pride as a Vaadwaur? You have to use a singularity to kill me?
My pride as a Vaadwaur. That's good. Very good. This is simply the most efficient way. I could kill you all one at a time, but I have better things to do.
But I'll survive. I can transport myself out of here at any moment. We all can. Your jammers are down.
Interesting. But will you abandon the Lisette, or will you stay until the last glorious second to try and save it? Regardless, I will admit you make a point. You've survived too many of your previous encounters for me to leave anything to chance. I will enjoy seeing the last bit of life leave your eyes.
Learn to live with disappointment.
He's vulnerable to the plasma. Focus your fire. He's recovering. Lure him back beneath one of the pipes. He's vulnerable to the plasma. Focus your fire.
It's time to finish this.
It'll take more than that to kill me. I will not be stopped.
We need a better solution.
Something powerful enough to knock him back. What about a grenade?
I've got just the thing.
What was that thing?
I don't know, but we need a better way to fight it.
I'll get to work.
I know what it was. But I'm not telling.
We will not forget what you did for us. Lieutenant Ceylon will work with Nerl to learn more about this Vaadwaur. If there are more out there like him, we're going to need more than luck to fight them. We need to know more. Why was this Vaadwaur practically invincible? He wasn't like any of the others we faced helping the Kabali or the Toray. I hope we can help find an answer. It's the least we can do.
Let me know the results of your analysis.
Haven't taken a hit like that since Obasek and I were fighting the Tal Shiar. Gonna be sore in the morning. But the singularity is stabilized. That Vaadwaur tried to lock us out of the containment system, but he wasn't as smart as he thought he was. Thanks for your help. Next time we're in a firefight, I'll do more than just lay on the ground unconscious.
So that's a lovely little Easter egg they did there. So the first time we get to see Remans on screen in Star Trek is in Star Trek Nemesis. And the lead Reman, Praetor Shinzon's right-hand man, is played by Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman also played Hellboy in the first two Hellboy films. And one of Hellboy's catchphrases is going to be sore in the morning. So that's funny. That's funny. Anyway, looking forward to it, Sub-Commander.
Thanks for the help with Vaadwaur, but we won't need it again. The next time, we'll be ready. I'm going to drill my security teams until they can deal with anything. The war between the Klingons and Starfleet ended and people got lazy. Time to get back in shape.
Did you make that experimental concussion grenade? We could use more of them.
Nice, isn't it? Honestly, there was an even chance that it would cause a massive explosion, crack the singularity core, and kill us all. I figured we'd be dead if we didn't try it, so why not give it a shot? Good thing it worked, huh?
Goodbye. I can stand here and watch that thing spin all day.
Thank you for all your help. Without you, we would have lost the Lasette. It's unfortunate we couldn't capture the Vaadwaur alive for questioning. He was unlike anything I've ever seen. What made him so powerful?
I don't know, but we need to find out.
Nerl did manage to get a few scans. He's compiling a report on what he found, and your success with the plasma. We'll need to adapt.
We can't count on throwing every Vaadwaur like him into a singularity core. We will handle the repairs. You should return to your ship when you are ready.
I will. Good luck with your repairs.
Commander Jirok, I have some preliminary data for you. The Vaadwaur gave off a modulated carrier wave every time he was attacked by an energy weapon. In effect, he reflected the energy outward as infrared radiation. Nowell and I are not yet clear on whether this is a product of biology or technology, but he did show strange isoboromine neurotransmitter activity. Regardless, this will give us a starting point to find vulnerabilities. I'll send on more findings as we complete them, and we should be able to adapt our weapons to be more effective in the future.
Next time, we'll be prepared. Captain, we can transport you back to the Braga as soon as you're finished your tasks there. 5 to beam up.
So, the Vaadwaur have some sort of super soldier to throw at us now. Wonderful. I've tasked some research groups to discover a way to fight these super Vaadwaur. With luck, we'll have tactics to use against them soon. There's something interesting I'd like you to look into.
Ooh. That's a good one. That kit might be good too.
Starfleet intelligence believes the Vaadwaur have a hidden base in the Cartella system. I'd like you to investigate. A Hazari bounty hunter known for their skill at infiltration will be working with you on this. Good hunting.
That's decent armor.
There's something interesting I'd like you to look into.
Alright. Make a comparison on this first. We got kit performance and health regen. It's a lot of health regen. But that's passive health regen outside of combat. Doesn't do anything for in combat, so we'll pass on that. An interesting choice to make on the kit module, though. This Dialovine is a very rare quality, but it's only Mark 12. I have a rare Mark 13 currently equipped. Plus 44% physical melee damage, plus 17.6 maximum hit points. Oh yeah, it's better. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this, but bye-bye. That's a lot of salvage for that thing. Salvage that. Anything else? No. Okay. I did get a little bit of dilithium there. Okay. To the Cartella system. Ooh. I have quantum slipstream available now. I'm so tired. How far am I going? It's not terrible. Speed is 38.1. That's pretty good. It overshot, so I have to turn around. Okay. Anyway. Cartella Prime is a desolate world on the edge of Vaadwaur space, barely registering as an M-class, or as M-class, and beset by almost constant electrical storms. The planet has never been a prime target for colonization. However, its abundant deposits of dilithium and iridium were enough to attract groups of miners. Over the centuries, the planet has been populated by groups from more than a dozen species. Decades of deep mining took its toll. The veins that crossed Cartella Prime were exhausted one by one, and the miners moved elsewhere. Not only the abandoned tunnels remain. Oh, goodness, excuse me. We have arrived in the outskirts of the Cartella system. Our orders are to rendezvous with Admiral Tuvok, who will give us further instructions. Well, let's not keep the Admiral waiting.
Greetings. It is agreeable to work with you again. The Vaadwaur have greatly expanded their reach since Voyager first encountered them. Their military capabilities have developed at a rate that Starfleet Command finds troubling. An additional concern is that some leaders of the Vaadwaur Supremacy have developed unusual physical characteristics. These individuals exhibit strength and resilience far beyond the norm for their species. The crew of the Lisette has shared their data of your previous encounter with one of the enhanced Vaadwaur with the Alliance. We have used it to devise several modifications to our weapons that may counteract their ability to reflect a portion of energy directed at them. I have provided the specifications to your crew, and they have already made the modifications to your weapons. However, these modifications are untested. It is unclear how much effect they will have.
Do we know why these Vaadwaur are different?
Not yet, but we have found a location that may have the answers we seek. Officially, Cartella is a defunct mining colony. However, intercepted messages indicate that the lower levels of the facility are being used by Supremacy leadership for an unknown purpose. Your mission will be to covertly enter the base and gather intelligence on the Vaadwaur. We have made arrangements with Yadren to provide you with equipment you will need to approach the system safely.
Coordinates received, Admiral.
The Hazari will provide a modified holo-emitter that should allow you to approach the planet. Holotechnology is unfamiliar to the Vaadwaur.
If you don't want to blow this whole deal, help me with these Vaadwaur!
I'm going to be all kinds of rusty. But we'll manage. I've also never played it with keyboard and mouse, but I've played lots of shooters with keyboard and mouse, so it'll be fine. that it? Y'all gone? They're all gone.
Thanks for the help, but don't expect a discount. I wouldn't have been in that mess if I hadn't been waiting here for you. I picked up this device called a hollow emitter from a big-eared fellow named Quinn. It's programmed to replicate the appearance of a Vaadwaur freighter. I don't know the specifics of this technology, but it works and I'm delivering it. That completes my contract.
If the hollow emitter works, why were the Vaadwaur attacking you?
It was my own fault. I should have activated it before I entered the system. But hooking it into our power supply was more complicated than Quinn said it would be. Delta Quadrant tech has too many redundancies. Backups for your backups, and none of it matters because emergency power always fails in an emergency. Good luck. I'll wait here in case you make it back.
Who will be joining us? I'm not sure. I've got to double check on some things before I can be certain about that. Thank you, Yadren. We'll be back soon.
Voyager will remain here with Yadren. With your permission, I will beam over to your ship in order to coordinate the mission.
Permission granted, Admiral.
We have arrived at Cartella Prime. Your engineers have installed the hollow emitter, and it is ready to activate at your command. We will need to infiltrate both automated and manual detection measures before we can reach transporter range of the planet.
Activate the hollow emitter.
Our first task is to bypass the automated security perimeter.
Oh, that one's easy. So there is no number before the first, so it's 1. Then, so that becomes the second number. And then 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 2 is 3, 2 and 3 is 5, so forth. I don't know. Like, I haven't figured out the logistics of anything yet, so. So 13 and 21 is 34.
Excellent. Next, we will be challenged by orbital traffic control. Remember that the Vaadwaur are an aggressive species.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder may be malfunctioning. Please transmit your ship designation and flight plan.
I don't have time for your bureaucratic nonsense. Continue to obstruct me and I guarantee you'll spend the rest of your career mining rocks on the edge of nowhere.
You're cleared for docking, sir.
About time.
Now we must avoid detection from the Vaadwaur ships. The hollow emitter will be essential.
No big deal. Increase the power gain in the secondary actuators. Set course for the derelict ship. Oh, the derelict ship is over there. Come on, turn faster.
This should be sufficient to repair the hollow emitter. The tunnels beneath the planet are protected by a subspace scattering field that our transporters cannot penetrate. I have found a safe location at the edge of this field, but once you beam down, you will need to make your way through the tunnels to the base itself.
I'm ready for transport. This is the fun part. You get to go alone.
You are just outside of the Vaadwaur security perimeter. I have accessed their internal sensors, so I will provide you with tactical assistance throughout your mission. Be wary. There is a Vaadwaur patrol just ahead in the passage that crosses yours. Nearby, you should see a console. Use it to override the blast doors and trap the patrol.
Use the console to activate the blast doors. Got it.
Be sure that the patrol is in the correct position before you activate the console, or this will fail. Logs at the facility indicate it is in poor repair and has suffered several mechanical mishaps. Use this to your advantage. Acts of sabotage that simulate equipment failures should not arouse suspicion.
Acknowledged. We got a grapple gun, zip line, and repel. Anesthetizing gas.
I am detecting a Vaadwaur patrol ahead. Maintain your position until they pass. That should keep the patrol occupied. I am detecting another group of Vaadwaur ahead. Access the security camera from the console nearby. If you overload that data tower, the Vaadwaur patrol will investigate. Program the door to seal them in.
Alert. Conduit malfunction on level 2, section beta. Engineering teams, respond immediately.
Excellent. Proceed cautiously. There is a large drop ahead on your right. You will need a grapple gun to cross it. You will need to incapacitate all of the Vaadwaur ahead. Insert the anesthetizing gas canister I provided you in the environmental control console and alter the air composition.
Sleepy time.
Alert. environmental control malfunction on level 2, section Delta 3. Engineering and medical teams, please respond.
There is a large drop ahead. You will have to rappel down.
Ah, there we go.
You need to traverse this cavern without the Vaadwaur seeing you and raising the alarm. To do so, you will need to use your grapple gun, as well as take advantage of anything in the environment. First, you will need to reach the support platform. Shoot a grapple across and then zipline down. Sneak up behind that guard and incapacitate him. To advance further through the cave, you will need to disable the proximity sensors. That console should allow you to do so. Now, zipline to that outcropping. In order to exit this cavern without detection, you will need a distraction. We will need to move the Vaadwaur guards below and ahead of you, away from the next support structure. The rocks near you are unstable. Try to trigger a collapse.
Acknowledged.
The way is clear for you to grapple to the next support structure. Make your way across the ledges to the outcropping near the next support structure. Grapple to the next support structure. Approach the guard and disable him. There are more guards at the other platform. Use your tricorder to reprogram the anti-personnel turrets near them to attack the Vaadwaur targets.
Attention. Malfunctioning turrets on Level 4, Section Beta 2. Security and engineering teams, report immediately to Level 4.
The walkway is offline. You will need to grapple across the gap. They are aware of your actions. You cannot delay. Sensors are reading something large blocking your route through the cavern. Activate the crane with the nearby controls to move it. Not much further. There is another grapple ahead. There should be a place where you can drop down just ahead of your current position. Now slip quietly out of the cavern before the Vaadwaur see you.
I agree. A raid that doesn't happen like right as I'm getting out of here, that would be great.
This area. You must reach the bottom of the caverns. I recommend you overload a console to create a diversion, and then trap the Vaadwaur guarding the area in a force field.
Intruder alert! Commander Gallic, please respond.
An intruder? I'll handle this. Enemy targets on center.
Finally! Gallic? You will pay for killing Gallic!
Time for the other shoe to drop. Look familiar?
What was that thing?
I like the graphical bug there.
You saved my life. I don't know why, but I am grateful. What was that thing? It crawled out of the commander. Was it controlling him?
I think so, yes. You seen anything like that before?
Never. It's some kind of parasite, isn't it? What do you know?
There are Starfleet records of creatures like this from the mid-2360s. They're neural parasites that appear to retain some of the host's memories while also increasing the body's strength and resilience. When one takes over, though, the person the host was is gone forever.
Do you believe other members of the Vaadwaur are infected by these beasts? Could all of our leaders be contaminated?
Yes, and these tunnels may hold information that will help us defeat them.
I know my duty. I cannot allow you to wander freely through our compound, but I can't ignore this either. A temporary truce, then. I will accompany you, and if what you say is true, I must know how many of my people have been taken.
Agreed. Follow me.
I think it went down that passage over there.
That passage over there, he says.
It went down one of the cracks in the rock. We'll have to deactivate that force field to pursue it.
We're going way down.
It appears the creature has already left the area. I would recommend you scan the area with your tricorder. Perhaps it left a hormonal trace you can follow.
I didn't know these caves were so extensive. Only the highest leadership is allowed down here.
How did the Vaadwaur come into contact with the parasites in the first place? It has been many years since Starfleet encountered them.
I wonder how many of our leaders have been infected. Surely Gallic can't be the only one.
Based on Starfleet's previous encounters with the parasites, you should be extremely cautious. The creatures show remarkable cunning.
Give me an enemy I can confront face to face. This deception sickens me.
They are insidious. These creatures nearly ended the Federation. Although we have had our differences with the Vaadwaur, the Federation do not wish to see any species enslaved.
There.
This area has always been off limits. I expected some kind of hive, but this is just a storage room. I see some of our stasis modules, which means there are soldiers who have not been rewoken. But the rest of this? Just supplies. There's nothing here that will prove what you claim. Perhaps this deception
Excuse me.
is limited to just one man.
I wouldn't be so sure. Look in those canisters.
What was that thing?
Wait, did you hear something?
Ah, I see you've met my little friends. They want to get to know you better.
What are you? How far has this infestation spread?
You have such a small mind. The joining will help. You will see everything we can be once we are brothers under the skin.
ends now! I cannot allow you to spread this infestation!
You thought they were nasty before. Oh, yeah. It just gets worse.
The Vaadwaur are alerted to your presence. You must leave the facility. But the subspace scattering field is still in effect. Find the controls and disable them.
I'll disable the scattering field.
Find the controls to the subspace scattering field and disable them.
Although you have helped the Vaadwaur people today, do not believe this makes us friends, or even allies.
Will you come with us?
No, I must remain with my people. Perhaps I will discover more of what's really happening here.
Farewell, Eldex.
Your activities on the surface have alerted the Vaadwaur to your presence. They are beginning to inspect the starships in orbit. I would recommend returning to the ship immediately.
One to beam up.
The information you discovered in the base is troubling. While Starfleet knew the neuroparasites found on Earth sent a signal to deep space before they were destroyed, we never knew the destination of that signal. It very well may have been the Delta Quadrant. However, contemplating the ramifications of parasites among the Vaadwaur ranks must wait. The fleet protecting this planet has been alerted to our presence. It is only a matter of time before this vessel is discovered.
Set course for the edge of the system. Being hailed by the Vaadwaur. On screen.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder codes are invalid. Security vessels are on their way. Please hold position and prepare to be boarded.
One moment.
There is only a 0.008% chance that this ship will survive a direct confrontation. One last act of sabotage may be what is required. I propose we swap transponder codes with another vessel. Given the aggressiveness of the Vaadwaur, there is a 68.4% chance they will turn on one another. We can escape in the confusion.
Set a course for the Vaadwaur ships. Bye-bye.
Well, you're alive. I guess that means the holo emitter did its job.
Actually, the holo emitter malfunctioned and we were almost discovered.
But it did work. Contract complete.
Until next time, Yadren.
Excellent work. Now that we know at least some of the Vaadwaur have been taken over by the neural parasites, we can form an appropriate plan of action. The one Vaadwaur who helped you, Commander Eldex, may be of assistance. It was clear that he was not aware of the corruption. With your permission, I will return to Voyager. There is much still to do before we will see the end of the Vaadwaur threat.
Permission granted, Admiral.
Thank you again. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life, Admiral Tuvok. Ow. Captain, I think it's time we get out of here. Let's go.
Neural parasites. That explains a lot. The enhanced physical abilities, maybe even their rapid return to power in the sector. If they follow previous patterns, the parasites will infect Vaadwaur in key leadership positions. The 2 overseers you took out might be the tip of the iceberg. There's something.
Congratulations, Admiral.
And we will pick up the next mission in just a bit. I've got to take a break. I got to go grab my dinner. It's just in the other room. And I'll be right back. It's also a good spot for a recording break because I've just hit 55 minutes. So try to keep these around an hour. Be right back. Don't go anywhere.